It is May 2018, 9 years after Paige and I have got married. In the first week of our marriage, we went on a honeymoon and we spent the week in Breckenridge. And then week 2, we drove from Denver, Colorado, which is where Paige grew up, and all the way to Atlanta, Georgia, which is where I lived and worked at the time. And on that route, we hit every Major League Baseball team or stadium that we could, meaning we started at COORS Field, went to KAUFFMAN Stadium, then Busch Stadium, then Wrigley Field, and finally Turner Field. Rest in peace. So with that being said, we documented it. And today we have things called, vlogs and vloggers, people who, document their lives on a video camera. And back then, not knowing it, we did the same thing. But to give you some context, back then we didn't have things like smartphones. If we wanted to take a picture, we needed a camera. If we wanted to make a video, we had to have a camcorder, which is why in all the this video you will notice that every stadium we go to, we don't have any video of it, because back then they weren't allowed. You weren't allowed to take video cameras into a stadium. Cameras you could, but video cameras you couldn't. Also, you notice that if you wanted to play music, today we use our cell phones. Back then we used something specific like an MP3 player or an iPod, like this one. So just to give you a little context of what 9 years ago looked like. And also on here, if you told Paige that she'd be vlogging 10 years ago, she wouldn't have quite, all that to say, this gives you a glimpse of Paige post-college. And she loves that part. So hope you enjoy this, and yeah, let us know what you think. Going somewhere?
Yep, part 2 of our honeymoon.
Just right now typing in the address for our next stop. It's in Hays, Kansas. No cars for a while.
Oh, that is the moon. And it's gone. This is Phil, the Forerunner.
I can't believe gas is a whopping $2.05. Please.
We're filling Phil up with Phil gas.
It is 12:12 in the AM on Central.
Actually, it's PM.
Oh, that's right. 12:12. Take next. It is 12:12 p.m. in Central Time Zone. We are in Hays, Kansas, starting the next leg of our journey. But before that, as always, there's something we gotta do. Today is getting an oil change.
I think this is where we go for an oil change. All right. Well, I just drove my leg of the trip, which was about an hour or so Stuart could take a little snooze, and we're about an hour from Kansas City, Kansas, and then we'll be making our way to KAUFFMAN Stadium to watch the Royals versus the Yankees. But Stuart's gonna finish out the drive because I'm totally exhausted. He's ready to go. Another exciting thing was while I drove, Stuart got on my phone and changed my name on Facebook to Paige Atkins. Sometimes he still calls me Paige Omi, which is weird because I'm his wife. But anyway, that was exciting and fun, and that I think makes it actually official because now it's on Facebook. So what a good husband. So when I'm driving, there has to be a few adjustments made.
We're good to go now, though.
How's the steering wheel?
A little low. Alright, here we go. Kansas City's a pretty dead place on a Saturday. I guess there's no basketball.
That's probably because we're in Topeka.
Well, Kansas is still a good place. I said go Royals! Oh, did you ask me to repeat that? Missouri! Yay! Get out of the way, car! Yay! Missouri! Show me the state. The show me state. Oh.
Show me the state.
I'm Dan Davis.
Yep.
There we go. Kansas City Royals, baby, for today. What a great game.
We now find ourselves at the Johnson's house in Kansas City. The car is very dirty. This is Lindsay.
Good morning.
These are our hostesses with the mostest.
She's hiding.
They made us a wonderful breakfast at the Johnson Inn.
We are leaving Kansas City, but now we'll be heading to Busch Stadium, so it should be a good time. We're gonna go this way, I think.
Where's Busch Stadium?
Busch Stadium is in St. Louis, Missouri. Watch out. There's our hostess.
Oh, no,
There it is.
They were there. Anna gave us an Easter basket and a road trip basket. I'm not sure if you can see that, but we're good to go for about 3 weeks. So thank you, Johnson's and Kansas City. It's actually very beautiful here.
Missouri sign.
Yep.
We are Mizzou.
Go Tigers!
I think this is a landmark.
Boo! Yum. We are now almost in St. Louis. It's very beautiful here. And this has been a pretty good leg, don't you think?
Pretty good. It's only been 4 hours, so it's okay, I guess.
It's pretty painless. And we're excited for the game.
Indeed.
I would like to give you a tour of our car and our travel accommodations so far. So this is our kitchen. Back there is our U-Haul. It's doing awesome so far. And that's my wedding dress hanging out back there. And up here we have Cosmo, some cookies, Diet Squirt. Here's our iPod docking station. We're listening to a little Lifehouse right now.
Got Marge.
Got Marge hanging out over here. Both cell phones that we keep our Twitter and our Facebook and everything else. I'm the manager of the cell phones today because I'm the co-pilot. Alright, well, we're almost there. See you in St. Louis.
Wow, for being 4 miles away, you can't really even see anything. There's no arch or city or anything. Oh, just kidding. There it is. I see it now.
The arch. Hello, Arch. Stuart's very impressed with these big signs.
And like Paige pointed out yesterday, they're pretty reflective.
Woohoo!
We thought for a little while that St. Louis was a friendly town, but when we got back to our car, this is what happened. There's our car. There's a car behind it. There's a car in front of it, and next to it. It appears that we're going to be stuck here for a little while, so hopefully it doesn't last too long. And hopefully we can get back on the road so we can get to Chicago for the next game, which is Chicago versus the Rockies at Wrigley Field. Good times. While we were waiting,
Caramel apple. Thanks, Mom. Happy Easter. Hi, Mama. We're just getting into Chicago.
well, goodbye Chicago. It was great. We had a great day. It was freezing. Went to the Cubs game. That was a lot of fun. Before that, we stopped at MBI, Moody Bible Institute. Still looking good. Saw Coach. Coach made sure we were taken care of, gave us some warm clothes and some gloves, which came in very handy. But yeah, we're finally on the road. We've got about 8 hours of driving before we hit Nashville, Tennessee. So hopefully it'll be a good 8 hours without much incident.
That was 75.
We good? Thank you. Eugene, the U-Haul just cost us an extra $6 almost. See, what happened was we was driving, and all of a sudden everything went black, like it went out.
Did you just say we was driving?
We was driving. I did it on purpose. And everything went black. If you notice, all the dashboards and everything else is blacked out.
Our headlights are still working.
Yeah.
Darn it. We're here somewhere in Indiana, I think, and trying to figure out why the lights stopped working in my car. Found it?
Found one that's broken.
Broken fuse. I'm glad we found it. Stuart always saves the day. And I think we have an extra one, so we're good to go. But hopefully, keep your fingers crossed.
Hopefully it works. Paige's gonna turn the key.
Cross your fingers.
Turn the lights on, see what happens. Oh, nothing.
Wait.
Dang it. Oh, wait, we have to turn the lights on.
Yay!
Ding, ding, ding. All right, Paige, do the little left-right test with the brake light. There they are, left. Oh, sorry, whoops, right. It appears that the one of the taillights are out. Oh, that's sad. That should fix it. Nope, just kidding, doesn't fix it at all.
We just left Indianapolis. And we're headed through Nashville to Atlanta. We're twins.
Go Braves. Go Braves.
So we were supposed to be on our way to Nashville, but we were both falling asleep at the wheel, and that's never safe. So we played it safe, called Jake. He saved us, got a hotel, which was very quality inn.
And we used our handy-dandy AAA card that expired 2.5 years ago. So I'm not really sure if we got the discount or not, but it was only $60, so it was a good deal.
And woke up this morning realizing that we had missed the time change, so we woke up at 7, but it was actually 8. Then we had to go eat breakfast and didn't get on the road till 10 o'clock because we had to stop at Starbucks and get our Starbucks mug.
But now we're heading to Nashville, probably stopping to meet the Kirbys, having some grub.
And then back on our way to Atlanta to watch the Braves play.
Go Braves!
What's to Tennessee? Same thing, Arkansas.
Whoa, we just bit its head off.
No, I didn't. That's gonna be a big bite.
I think I'm a pretty big guy. Well, if you can't tell, it's Gwinnett County.
Can you tell?
Something like 1,800 miles, and 5 days later after leaving Denver, Colorado. We're about to pull into the Howard's house, is anxiously awaiting our arrival.